Namaste.
Namaste, Namaste
Namaste
Harjit,
Techies.
Namaste,
Namaste Anup.
Namaste Harjit, Namaste Techies.
We forgot the order.
Yeah,
It's been a
because it
while.
was, yeah, it's been a while and it's New Year, right?
New
Probably
Year.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll start with the mess, then
By April, we'll probably get the hang of it. Right? So,
yeah,
no, this is good, man. It's great. It's good to kick this off again and get back to our normal recording mode and whatnot,
yep.
uh, and we got so much to share this year, right? So much awesome tips and tricks and demos and whatever
We are
and
excited, right?
excited, yeah. And we have
Yeah.
a lot of like our Indian festivals we can share too. I bet
Yeah.
every single time we do a recording, there is an Indian festival to celebrate.
We just finished our Pongal. What is that called? In North India, something else is called, right?
It's called Lori.
Yeah, Lori. Yeah,
Yeah, North
and
India is Lori. Yeah.
and
Uh,
in East India, it is called something else. I forgot the
yes.
name always. Yeah,
I saw a map. Someone had posted a
yeah,
map of India that was really interesting. I should have saved it. And it
yeah,
showed, the same day celebration, which is the same
yeah.
thing.
I have it actually
Oh, you
somewhere.
have
Yeah, I
it?
can forward it.
And it was like Pongal here and Lori there and whatever. Yeah, you
Yeah.
should forward that. That's awesome. All right. Anyways, it's good stuff. Good to see you, nice and healthy. And
You
um,
too.
yeah, and so before we dive in, one of the amazing things and where I think you pretty much disappeared from the face of not really the earth, but and yeah, you
Yeah,
disappeared for like about 3 weeks
yeah,
at the end of December, January. You
yeah.
disconnected from social media and phone and
That
uh,
was much needed break, I would say, and
yeah,
it was awesome time, right? I spent
yeah,
alone, and then with family, and then with friends. So it was super and
yeah.
very refreshing. So
I was
I'm,
so
I'm
I was so concerned about you. I couldn't reach you, so I sent you a letter. I hope you got it by now.
no, it's coming. In I think I got some notification, but it's not reached yet.
Anyways, yeah, good to have you back. All right,
Yeah.
so today we are excited. We're gonna bring in a guest speaker or a guest on our show for 2022, the first one for 2022. And yay! And
Yeah.
it's no other than our good friend Jitesh. Welcome,
Hey,
Jitesh.
welcome,
Hey,
Jitesh.
hi, hello, Harjeet, Anup. Happy
Hey,
to hear
namaste,
you.
namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, namaste. I actually I was waiting for the day when I will show the namaste in front of you on both desi dues.
Oh, it's
Desi
good to have you,
Namaste
man.
thing,
This is
right? Yeah.
awesome. Uh,
Yeah.
so,
So
to our viewers, those who maybe haven't heard of Jitesh, if you checking out the HDMD blog posts that come out maybe 5 times a day, uh, you know, seven
He is
days a
the
week,
man behind that.
right? It's Jitesh is one of the key people behind it, who writes a lot of those blog posts. His name is mentioned there, but he's a low key guy, behind the scenes. There are other HDMD members who post blog posts too, but Jitesh seems to be leading the team for that area. So awesome stuff, man! Great stuff. So we're happy to have you.
yeah,
And
yeah.
what would you like to talk about today?
Yeah, thanks. First of all, thanks for having me. And it was like also much awaited platform for me to Namaste Techies trademark that to show both of in front of you. So Mostly we will see like in today's session we will walk through about the Windows 365, which is Windows in the cloud. So we will see all those exciting feature which Microsoft has recently introduced in terms of basically Windows 365 Business Edition.
All
So
right.
Oh, the cloud PC, right?
yeah,
All right, go for it.
yeah. So let me share my screen. So we will basically see like what are the all updates all around the Windows 65. Let me provide quick insight about the what are the different edition of Windows 65 which we have. So we are having Windows 65 Enterprise and the Business Edition. So in terms of the Enterprise, this is basically meant for the larger companies. So according to the Microsoft, the companies who is having the larger capacities, like more than 300 seats, this is the meant for them. And coming to the Windows 65 Business Edition, this is especially for the smaller business. Like organization who wants like ready to use cloud PC with the simple and the management options. And the process of provisioning is quite simple. For the business, it is a three-step process where user need to firstly buy the license directly by visiting the Microsoft admin center and assigning the license to the user, and simple to use, and browse to the cloud PC. Where it comes to the enterprise, it is like 5 to 6 step process. So the next exciting thing, which is the your organization cloud PC. So the tab will be appear here on the like right hand side of your cloud PC. So inside that, once you will move to the your organization cloud PC, you will see all the users who is a part of your tenant is uh, all those name will be appear here. So basically we can perform the various operations here, like we can add a user, reset password, as well as the update organization setting. So when I'm clicking to the add a user profile, it will giving me one pop-up. So it's loading. Yeah, so here you can see. So first of all, I need to select the license for the user. So for the buying a license, we need to visit the Microsoft admin center. And once we have the appropriate license for the particular editions,
But if
so
you
we will,
but if you already have licenses, let's say you got 1,000 licenses, and you should, if you do add user, you probably get a different screen, right? That just says, right, create a user account, or pick a user from the list, and then assign the license, right? Because
yeah.
am I
So
making
in terms,
sense? So the only thing I don't like about this, the add user functionality, which you're showing here, is that it assumes that you do not have a particular user already created in your tenant, right? So because it doesn't give you an option to, like when you're doing an Intune and you're saying add user and stuff like that, you can pick and choose, like when you're doing assignments, uh, existing users and stuff, right? So this one,
yeah, yeah. For that, like we all already have that kind of flexibility. So I will show up that part as well.
mhm.
So if for the existing user, how can you will able to add the license and perform all those things. So
Okay,
that
so that's the
capability also we
differentiation
have.
here. So
Yeah,
add user really means you are creating a brand new user in your tenant. We have to make that distinction though, because this is a bit confusing, right?
yeah. That's
So,
a really good point. Yeah,
right, that's what I was trying to get at, because that's what our viewers are going to ask, right? So, add user here is just the same thing as adding a user in the admin.microsoft.com portal, whatever, right? But if you want to assign licenses to existing users or provision, then they would show up in that list you were just showing, where you see Anoop and all that stuff. So there's two things going on here, right?
yeah.
Do I make sense, Anoop?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what it is basically. So
Right.
add user is adding new user if it's
Brand new
a
user.
yeah,
Yes.
and if you have already an existing user and just wanted to add a 365 business license, you can select the user from the below list and add it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, that's good
Yeah,
stuff. Good.
that's
All right.
all
Carry
about
on.
it. So, so we were on the part of the adding user. So just let me quickly bring up and finish that stuff. So here, once we will select the license for the, like as Harjit mentioned, for the brand new user. So we will need to provide the username like first name, last name, and the sign-in information which we are going to use for the user. And the we are also having this kind of option like whether we want to automatically create a password or allowing user to change their password when they are first signing, as well as this the email address separated. So
And Jitesh, just one clarification. So this is this is for the business edition, and at the moment we are assuming that yeah, they don't have any Azure Active Directory tenant. So this is just a Windows 365 business edition, and they just purchased a license for that, and
Mhm.
they are adding new users to that flow, right?
yeah, correct, Wesley.
So
Cool.
you don't need to go into portal.azure.com and or admin.office.
Mhm.
I forgot the portal for Office
Admin.microsoft.com.
360.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
is
To create a user, right? So
Right.
this is
yeah.
good. This is good. Everything will, all the workflows will be handled from Windows 365 portal. That's good. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's good.
that's a like a pretty good addition. So just like we had finished that part for the like brand new user, and coming to the like next how you able to update your organization setting. I'm not going to cover up this reset password
No.
now because that
That
will that will for the existing user. So the moving to the next which is the update organization setting. So when I will click on the part here, you can see it will prompt for the selection to the
Uh,
account type, whether we
mhm.
want the user to be standard user or the local administrator. So for the cloud, uh, like PC Business Edition, whenever we are creating the or assigning the PC to the user, user is by default getting this local administrative rights. So in case we want to provide the standard user rights to the user, whoever will be going to use the cloud PC. So by default, we will able to select the account type, as well as we are having this option to select the operating system, which is the Windows 11 as well as the Windows 10. So
Right.
once we will select the Windows 11 operating system, which is the recommended, once we will done with this setup, so it will only affect to the newly created cloud PC. It will not going to like impact or going to changes for the existing one which is
but this
already in
is
our environment.
sorry, but this is basically a global setting, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, this is the global setting.
And do you know what is the default one? Is that the local administrator, or I forgot? I don't remember. Uh,
Yeah, but by default earlier, like when we used to provision the edition, by default user is granted this local
oh,
administrator.
okay.
But now it is coming to this one standard user
Oh,
and
okay.
the Windows 11. So here in
Oh,
bracket you
okay.
can see this is the
Recommended. Mm,
recommended one.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So from this organization setting, so whenever admin feels like they want to change, they can like easily change the default settings for the account type as well as the operating system.
And
Okay.
it's clearly mentioned that it is only for the newly created VMs, so that's
Right.
good.
Yeah,
It is not going to
that's
change the existing VMs. Yeah,
Yep.
existing VMs. It's existing
okay.
cloud PCs. I should be
So
specific.
So now next moving to the existing user settings. What are the capability the uh, admin have to perform any of the settings? So suppose for this scenario, I'm taking an example for my name itself. So I'm selecting my username. So here you can see once I will click on the username, it will prompt me with this all kind of properties. So inside the account section, here we can see uh, the username and all, and the group, what are the group this user is a part of. So here you can see, as well as we are having the capability to manage the roles in case of you want to manage the role for this particular user or assign some of the permission. So suppose for managing all those admin capability, so a user should have the global admin rights or the Windows 65 administrative rights. So in
Right.
case if you want to assign some permission, Harjeet, I want to assign like permission to manage all those uh, things from this Windows 65 portal. In that case, I need to provide you the global administrative or the Windows 65 administrative rights. So from this section, I will able to manage this one.
So
And inside,
there's a role, out of box role available, default role available for Windows 365, right? And that is Windows 365 administrator role.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
That's for management purposes, right? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
it's
correct.
as far as an end user is concerned, they don't need any particular roles like that to be able to use um, what do you call it, cloud PC. You know, so
Yeah, so
just
this is
make sure that we are being very clear with what we are saying, right? Because there can be a lot of confusion, right? It's like, oh, wait, do I need to assign a role to my end user if I provision Cloud PC? No, it's not. It's all based on groups, right? AD groups and whatever that they need other things for. So no, that's good. This is pretty straightforward, right? I mean, this is what you see in like the admin portal and stuff like that. It's no different. But I think at the end of the day, what you're trying to show here is that a lot of the things that you've been or we've been doing with the other admin portals and resources, we can do it within that Windows 365, um, you know,
Yeah.
portal.
Yeah.
That's at the end of the day, the takeaway is that, right? You come to
Yeah.
windows365.microsoft.com, boom, you got
yeah,
your users, you got your the provision cloud PCs, and you can start just getting granular from there. But quickly, Jitesh, you mentioned when you first started with this demo, the differences between Windows, business and enterprise, right? Business is for smaller businesses, less than 300 users and things like that. It is kind of like a very easy setup. It's like you got your
yeah.
license, buy your licenses, go to the portal, boom, provision, you're done, right?
Just
Uh,
next, next,
and
next.
and then enterprise is a lot more involved, right? Because you got to set up your on-prem network connection, which in Azure you got to create that line of sight to your on-prem network and stuff, right? It has those pieces. So just make sure that we know, like, talking to our users or viewers, that there are some additional steps you need to take uh, for the enterprise uh, thing. Now, another question. I'm going to throw this out. What about what kind of uh, domain join is supported now for business and enterprise and not?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good question. So for the Windows 65 Business Edition, we are having as already joined capabilities, and where it comes to the enterprise, this is hybrid is already joined.
I'll be the devil's advocate. I'll just throw some things at you because thinking like that's the kind of questions we're going to get from people, right? So what about patching? How these cloud PCs are patched and updated, just like any other using Windows Update for Business.
Yeah, for the enterprise edition, just kind of like the ring configuration and all, which we are usually doing for the Intune managed devices, we are having that kind of
Mhm.
flexibility. Even in terms of the application management, we
Yeah.
can directly deploy all those applications directly to the cloud PC
Mhm.
provisioned user.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. That no, that's. I knew the answers, but I was just trying to like
Yeah,
make a conversation.
yeah.
No, that's good. Um, and then probably one of the things we want to mention is like if you're doing any form of cloud PC, I think both business and enterprise have different what I call it the SKUs, right? And based on uh, how much memory you want your PC to have, how much CPU, how much disk space, and things like that. And based on that is what you get charged on a monthly basis, right? It's a set amount. Um, and generally, the recommendation is that when you are provisioning cloud PCs for your users, you start low, right? You start your specs at the low requirements of what they need, right? If they need more later on, if they need more memory or they need more whatever, you can always upgrade them. You can always move up. It's easier to move up than it is to move down.
Yeah, true.
From
That's
so
good.
that just
Yeah.
we should remind people about that. Like, don't like say, oh yeah, we should go with 8 gigs of memory and we should go with whatever, and then they're like, but well, why are we paying $40 maybe per month? They barely are using it. Let me like, it's harder to go back down.
Yeah.
So for the enterprise, I think we can also like resize the cloud PC, all those things, the CPU, as you mentioned about CPU,
Mhm.
RAM utilization from the MEM admin center. So we are also having the capability to resize
Right,
that.
right. And then the other one is that each user can also have multiple cloud PCs. Um, right? So you're not stuck with just one. You can have multiple. And here's a scenario, right? Let's talk about scenarios. So you can have, um, for example, someone working in HR, and they have a cloud PC specifically for some very niche applications they need for that, or even marketing and things like that, right? But then they also have a cloud PC for general um, day-to-day use, like any other regular user. So you can have that differentiations. Um, so maybe I just maybe I said too much,
No, no, I think
No, no,
that's a
that's
great.
pretty good info.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
right? Because I mean, if we're talking about Windows 365, we might as well like point out some of these things that people don't really think about. It's all about provisioning, and then we forget about it. But there's you
Yep.
know uh, you got the SKUs that are different. You got the best practices on how to start off with it. Start low and then go high. So you can have multiple. Right, just like you, Jitesh. You could have one cloud PC for I don't know your everyday stuff, and then another one specifically for maybe you're doing video editing and stuff for or blogging for HDMD, right? And things like that, and so on
Yeah.
and so. Yeah.
Inside that, when we will like visit this tab devices, you will able to see like how much devices this user has been provisioned. So here you can see
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
suppose
that's perfect.
suppose in terms of this cloud PC business edition, so as
Right.
this particular ID is dedicated for that, so here you can see the this is the cloud PC assigned to this user. Even the device is provisioned under this user.
Right. Right. Right.
So
Actually, oh, this is a good spot. I'm glad you brought this window up, and we can see here. You can also like push a restart on the cloud PC and do a reset. I guess reset will go back to like factory settings and stuff, but you as an admin have the capabilities of restarting, and also the end user has the capabilities of restarting their own cloud PC. So some little hidden things that are available within their own environment.
Yeah, being an admin, like admin can like directly restart the particular assigned cloud PC from this button, and the reset option, as you mentioned, like reset will going to just remove the all those settings which is already there. So,
Right.
and we can also rename the cloud PC,
Yep.
and the
Yep.
based on the like user based, we can change the account type like we earlier see for the organization settings. So here
Right.
we will able to change
Hmm.
the standard user or the local user. So by default, this is, you can see, this user is a part of this local administrator part.
Right. So this is a great example right here. So when you talked about setting your organizational cloud PCs settings, like standard user or Windows 11 and blah blah blah, but at least you can come back here and say, you know what, I did set you up as a standard user, but looks like you need local admin privileges, and you can flip them over, or vice
Yeah.
versa. So that's good to know. Um, Last but not least, I want to, if you go back out to where it shows your cloud PC on that screen, if you, yeah,
Yeah, here
uh,
you can see.
right. So that's your stuff. But then, for connection purposes, I think maybe we should just quickly, maybe a 30-second thing. So you mentioned that you can access your cloud PC by coming to Windows 365.microsoft.com, log in. It'll show you this window. But if you want to do like RDP, capabilities, you can do that as well. You don't have to do the browser based, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we are also
Okay.
having the various like remote desktop client for the various platform like
Yeah.
Windows and the iOS, as well as for the Mac and Android. Here you can see the four different kind of things. So we can directly use the this client application, and even directly from clicking on the open in browser, it will directly navigate
Yeah.
to the URL, and from the browser we can directly browse to the cloud PC.
Yep. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's exactly what. Yeah.
That's
So I
good.
think that's good
Yeah.
stuff. Thanks for sharing all this great
Yeah.
info and the different sections, and we're able to have a conversation and pick out more things out of it. So this is good. Did you have anything, Anup? Uh,
No, this is really nice. I never looked at this particular flow, your organization cloud PC,
mm,
before this demo. So it was pretty nice. And as you mentioned before, Harjit, like it is all included in one portal, and that
yes.
is kind of avoiding friction and complexity of going into different
Right.
portal, right? From a small organization perspective. And most of the small organization, like below 300 users, might have only one admin, and he would be head of IT as well
Yes.
as a admin, right? So
Right.
it is pretty straightforward,
Yeah.
this kind of flow, and pretty helpful. Thank you, Jitesh, for sharing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad, Jitesh, you
Yeah.
showed this stuff, because we are so used to using the other portals, right? Like, admin portal for the licensing and the users, and endpoint manager for this and whatever. And it was a nice refresher to say, hey, you can actually do a lot of that stuff right here. Our first guest for 2022, and
Yeah.
we'll have you back again for sure. You're gonna be our, like,
Yeah.
maybe
Thanks
a
for having
resident
me.
guest.
So hopefully
Like you
our
have like a talk show, and you always have this one guest is always there, and never leaves the place. Uh, no matter how much you try, they just keep coming back.
but
But yeah, please bring
the effort.
laddus and stuff next time. Don't come empty-handed. Some samosas. Uh, okay.
Samosas and chutneys,
Yeah,
right?
samosa and chutneys. I don't do laddus. Is diabetic. Too much sugar. So samosas will be fine. So, all right, man.
Yeah, for the Twitter, you can reach out to me at Jitesh 8092, And for the LinkedIn and all, I am available with Jitesh Kumar. So you can directly browse, type the name, and you will able to find me there. So I'm also part of a how to manage devices community. So from that community group, you will also able to find me.
Nobody knows how to manage devices. That is, nobody knows that. I don't know what you're talking.
Yeah. What
HDMD.
is that?
Everybody knows
What is that?
HDMD. It's HDMD, my friend. Okay. Oh, by the
No,
way,
no.
the his Twitter account 8092. That is part of his ID card for India as a citizen of India. So
Yeah, it's passport number.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah. You can guess his password.
that's a unique number.
Anyway, no, it's good, and we'll put your contact info in the YouTube channel as well, so people can reach you. But yeah. So
Yeah.
until next
So
time, you know where to find us. And Anoop,
And Namaste.
no, you forgot something.
Oh, okay. I forgot. I don't want to edit this. I will keep this.
so first
Okay.
of all,
Oh
great
my
effort for the
God.
community from you all.
Oh my
So
God, Anoop, you're so
it's
rusty now.
Yeah, yeah. I want more holidays, it seems, right?
So
So
until next time, what you should do? Like.
you should share, subscribe, like,
So like,
and
subscribe, share, and
yeah.
and do whatever you
and
want.
and give us comments. We love your
Yeah.
comments. Thank you very much. And until next time, namaste.
Namaste.